Hello, welcome to another stream, which today will be the stuff that I didn't get to do yesterday, and also later um uh probably be doing a ghost thing since um the telepathic talk or just talk with ghosts is a normal thing. As you can see, Sky Slayer is streaming right now. Um, yeah, but we'll be doing that later. Today, starting off with a more serious video. I had the idea basically since I did It's Okay to Be Human. To recap briefly, I'll also be doing it once I record. But to recap briefly, um, that video, um, It's Okay to Be Human was like a video to be like, it's okay to make mistakes. Like, we all make mistakes. I've made mistakes. Like, it's okay to, be human. The whole point of the video, like, like, so yeah, it was, you know, negative and positive at the same time, I went into like sort of negative stuff, not too deeply, but it was mentioned, um, and the positive was, to take away the fact that as long as we keep growing as people, it it it's good like to keep growing as a person, So yeah, where if you always stay one way, it's kind of not that good, especially if you're just always angry and all that. I know life's hard, but yeah, that was the point of that one. But now it's the sequel is It's Hard to Be Human, which is going to delve deeper into, life is hard, you know, nothing's perfect. And yeah, this one's definitely going to be a more serious one. So yeah. So once I sit down and turn on that camera and start recording, it'll be actually begun. So yeah. Um yeah. But yeah, that's a brief recap of that video. Also, with the failures, I mentioned my failures of my friends, leaving my friends when I probably shouldn't have. But there's nothing really I can do now. Mistakes have been made, and I can't rewrite the past. But I can try and, you know, make the future better, make certain that I don't repeat, the same mistakes. So, yeah. Um, yeah, let's begin. And, yeah, get into it because there's a lot to talk about, and I really want to make this video, like, because something happened in real life, and, you know, when something happens, you know, like, you can't help but feel guilty, like, for people, you know, in pain, like, and if you don't, I, you okay, or what's happened to empathy? What happened to, you know, people's empathy? Like, or in some cases, sympathy, like if they've gone through, you know, similar experiences. So, yeah, yeah, but, let's begin. This, thing. Hello, welcome to this video, which is a sequel to It's Okay to Be Human, which is, It's Hard to Be Human, the sequel, and this one's going to be a darker video, more on the dark side of things than It's Okay to Be Human video. So this video will definitely have dark themes, probably mentioning suicide and other things. But I would ask you to stay even if you do not like these themes, because that's the point of this video, is to face fear, face, you know, the bad days. Like, it's hard to be human, but you know that there are ways to be, you know, okay with, you know, existing life, you know. But before we get into it, I will recap the original video very briefly for those who have not watched the original, which was It's Okay to Be Human. So in that video, I mentioned my mistakes of leaving my friends such as Elsie, X-Gene, and Joker. So I made the same mistake 3 times in 3 different ways. One was ignorance, I suppose, one was fear, and one was impatience. So for, you know, Elsie, it was, you know, ignorance, and I should have continued to be friends with her, even if I was like friends with, you know, Daniel, my other friend at the time. Like, you can have more than like one group of friends, which I know that very well now, but you know, past me didn't know that. You know, 10-year-old me never thought of that as a possibility. And yeah, I'm regretful that past me couldn't even see that. Um, but yeah, again, nothing can be done. All I can hope for is that some of the people that I failed see this video eventually and know that I am sorry. And yeah, For X Gene, it was fear not of X Gene. X Gene was fine, but fear of reality, fear of the real life, beginning an actual proper life, because it was just at the end of high school for me. I was afraid of what would come in the next years of my life. As you know, it's hard to, get a job, work. There's so many factors in life that's kind of can make you afraid at times. And I was afraid, and I I ran from X Gene because I, heard from them how bad their life was. So I ran because I just couldn't cope with the negativity. Like, I didn't want to hear it, so I just left them, even though I should have been there for them as a friend. But I ran because I couldn't face reality, and it took me, having other experiences in VR chat to mature and, face my fears. Yeah, again, this video is going to be about facing fears, facing, I guess, the darkness, but also, accepting it. Like, the dark's always going to be there, but you just gotta learn to accept it and make it part of you, even if you don't want it. It's like, you just have to accept the facts sometimes. But yeah, I regret failing X Gene. And then lastly, Joker, which was my impatience with them not understanding that, it was a joke. I don't have a second brother. I also was getting tired of Among Us yet again. Yeah, haha, Among Us. It was 2020. But if they couldn't understand, after me, repeatedly, multiple times, trying to finally tell the truth, hey, I don't have a brother, then, Joker may have not been mature enough. Yeah, again, Among Us players can be, pretty young. I don't think he was, a child, but he was probably, still a young teenager, and like, yeah, so I definitely have less regrets over Joker, leaving Joker as a friend, mainly just because they probably were younger than me. At the time, 2020, I was 18, now I'm 21. But yeah, like, I'm 18, they were probably if I had to guess so soon, probably 13 or 14. They probably didn't have the maturity to get, once I started being serious and no longer doing the joke bit, hi, I have a brother. Once I was serious, trying to tell them multiple times, seriously, hey, I don't have a brother. If they couldn't get that, they probably weren't yet mature enough. So, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, by now they're probably like, if they were 13, 14 back then, they're probably like 3 years, so 16, 17. So yeah. By this point, hopefully wherever Joker is in their life, hopefully should be more, mature and, you know, hopefully can get when things are a joke and when things are not a joke, when it's, actual serious, when the bit stops and, it's no longer a funny gag and it's like, hey, seriously, I do not have a brother. And try to reiterate that, like, several times, yet they don't listen. So at that point, I gave up and move on to, VR chat. So I guess, you know, there's a lot less regrets there because it led me to where I would be now. I wouldn't be where I am now without VR chat. So yeah, but I'm still, sorry for my impatience, but also like I can't change the maturity of someone. That's up to, themselves. So yeah. Anyway, and yeah. And the other thing in that video, it's okay to be human, I briefly mentioned about the time where I I was, being a young child and being, unintentionally, sexist, like the kid sort of sexism where it's like, I don't want to be a girl, or, I don't want a girl's name, you know, how young boys are sometimes, like, I don't want to be like the girls, like, the unintentional, like, kind of sexism, like, you know, not really understanding, how the opposite sex, works and, you know, being a ignorant child, so yeah, people called me Sabrina when, my actual name is, yeah, again, Sebastian, and, yeah, I was like, I'm being bullied by a bunch of people saying a name. At the time, I didn't want to be called because I was, yeah, again, ignorant. Um, and I accidentally kicked a friend, so yeah, not fun. And yeah, I definitely regret not having the maturity I have now then, but then again, I was a child, like I was like 10, so, I really didn't have, maturity yet, and yeah. And, it's also kind of their fault as well because, once it became, a big group, annoying me, it became, it kind of, becomes a problem, like once it escalates to, that point, like there's bound to be a reaction. Unfortunately, the reaction I took like, I eventually started kicking around and I kicked a friend who just happened to be, caught in the crossfires. So um, yeah, not fun. And this is why if I do ever have like kids, I'm gonna try and, make them educated so they don't repeat the same mistakes I did. So they're aware of, if it's, a boy, girls aren't that different, or if it's a girl, boys aren't that different. And or, also non binary, but that usually doesn't happen with children, at least not currently, as far as I'm aware. Um, um, Usually that's something you more discover, you know, teenage years, like your gender identity. Like, I was born a male, I identify as a male, but maybe I am like slightly, gender fluid with that one dream where I was a female, the Rebecca dream, which I turned into a video. And yeah, you can watch that if you want. But yeah, it did, make me ask the question like, huh, am, am I like kind of gender fluid? Like, yeah, I mainly identify as male, but it's like, is there a part of me that's, you know, fine with, being female? Which I guess the answer would be yes, because, yeah, um, I'm cool with all that stuff, even though sometimes it's hard to keep track with, her, all the, LGTB, stuff, all the different sexualities and how you identify yourself. And there's a lot of complexity and nuance to that stuff. And yeah, it definitely it's interesting to see like how it all works and like, but it's hard to wrap your hair around all the different terms because there's so many different ones. So I'm definitely cool with it. It's just hard for me sometimes, hard to understand, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with not understanding. Like, as long as you try to understand, like, you're probably doing better than those who actively, belittle those sort of people and be extremely mean and rude to, people that identify as that. And it's just horrible sometimes. Which, I guess this is a nice segue into the actual video of It's Hard to Be Human. So I guess since we're on the topic of LGBTQ, let's start with that. So now this is the point of the video where it gets serious. So if you haven't clicked off by this point, you probably won't be here. So yeah. And yeah, again, I implore you to stay to watch the whole video because this is about facing, the bad parts of life. But back on topic. So it's hard being a part of, you know, that minority or any minority, like, you know, if you're like um, black, Asian, or the, you know, like neurodivergent things. That's how it's referred to, neurodivergent, like autism. Like I have autism, you know, ADHD, other ones like dyslexia, and all sorts of stuff. And there's so many other different minorities, and there's so many different things, different cultures, different identities, different things you can be a part of. So, yeah. Um, uh, um, yeah. There's a lot of nuance, and usually, you know, people from different, um, you know, minorities, you know, get discriminated for different reasons. Like, you know, if you're like black or like Mexican or like Asian or one of those like groups, you know, you get a lot of racism and, you know, like a lot of racism is like thrown towards you. Like it's not fun, and yeah, again, it makes it hard to be human when other humans hate you for no real reason. And like other ones, like neurodivergent, you know, sometimes get called the R word, and also there's also the opposite misconception where you know, some people, you know, think autism are like super smart people, which, you know, isn't always the case. Like, it's only some that can, you know, have like insane level of thinking in certain aspects. But it also, you know, creates, you know, the stereotype of like autism is super smart, and, you know, like um, that can be very bad because of expectations. That's the main reason it's bad, is expectations. Like that means like if the parents aren't educated and have a autistic kid, then they'll assume with that stereotype that they're going to be super smart, and when they eventually don't meet those expectations, the parents will just be, you know, disappointed. Just, you know, ruins life. Stereotypes just are really bad. Like all stereotypes start from somewhere in truth. Like, you know, Karen sucked. Like, and there's been, you know, multiple cases of where, you know, you see Karens that suck, but that's probably just, you know, a minority of Karens, not the overall majority. It's usually a vocal minority that spreads the stereotype, kind of like feminism, like the feminists, because the stereotype is, you know, feminists are men haters, and the that's because, you know, the vocal minority. It's the minority that ruins it for the majority. Like, so sometimes being a part of a minority can be bad if you're a minority that is, a part of a bigger issue, such as being one of those feminists that just, don't really actually think about, how the balance of everything works, because there's so many complexities to life. It's not just like men have all the power, like men bad, that's very simplistic way to look at things. There's so many complexities to life, with different businesses, races, cultures. There's so much complexity that's it's not so easy to simplify as that. I do agree that probably men still probably do have a majority of, power, thanks to, how history's, played out. Yeah, again, another probably important factor of why life is hard is history itself, because, humans like to fight a lot, and we've done a lot of awful things, like, had slaves and stuff, and, other horrible stuff, war crimes sort of stuff. You know, humans will always have the base inflict instinct, not inflict, of conflict. Um, there will always be conflict. Like, there's always going to be a good and a bad part to everyone. Like, I definitely, self-reflect on that, like, a lot. And I've heard my inner thoughts, and my inner thoughts suck, man, The inner thoughts of me can sometimes be like, that may be a bit too far into me, like, I get how you created this really awful joke that's kind of, racist or something else, but enemy, please, no. Don't. Just don't. Like, there's always going to be light and dark. Like, I definitely understand that very well. Like, there's always going to be light and dark. There's always going to be good and bad. But you gotta try and be the bad person, because it just makes things better for everyone. If you try to be a good person and live a good life, it just makes it easier for everyone. Like, being hateful for no reason towards different minorities and all that, it's just, it's pointless. It's literally pointless. And yeah, like, as much as, I dislike, those people causing the problems, I can sort of like understand how it may have begun, because those people who are, the problem makers probably had a problematic life in some way, either through, abusive parents, or, they just were born into unfortunate situations, and eventually it leads them down to the path where they are. Like, I can understand how, a crazy person comes crazy. Like, I'm kind of crazy, but I've managed to keep myself mentally intact despite my insanity. But it's very easy for some people to just snap and be insane. Like, there's a lot of stress in the world, and I can sort of understand how people end up you know being racist or sexist or whatever. Like, it all stems from long histories of you know conflict, or many other things. Like, it's like stems from the past. I can understand even you know like the worst people to a certain degree. Like Hitler, like probably in his mind, like he saw like Germans as superior because of cultural bias. And you're always going to have biases as a person, even down to base instincts. Like like you know sexual stuff. It all stems from like evolution, or something within our instincts. So even to agree, even though these are some of the most disgusting people on earth, pedophiles, like, I can relatively understand where it comes from. It's probably base desire to reproduce. Just you know them, as pedophiles have no control. They have literally no control. Like um like that, or not exuding control. Then that they should, because it's wrong, but they don't. So yeah. So yeah. Even though, yeah, again, I want to preface this. I really think that disgusting for what they've done. You know, I can understand. I can see the other side of the coin. Like, there's always going to be both sides. Life is full of contradictions, and that's why life is hard. And it'll be hard to be human because of all the contradictions. Human beings will, no matter what, be, hypocrites. Like, I bet I've said something hypocritical at some point, because we change our mind. We're always changing because of, you know, many different conflicts, and like, we're always changing. Everything always changes over time. So we as people, change, and while our opinion may have been once, changes. Like, for example, like, um, let's just do like a random example, like just off the top of the head. Like, imagine if I said I didn't like chicken. For whatever reason, I didn't like chicken, and then changed my mind to I like chicken. Like, that could be, seen as, hypocritical, like. But you said before you didn't like chicken. But I like eventually came around to the idea, and I could eventually return back to the original idea at some point. But yeah, like in that case, yeah, I would be, a hypocrite. Yeah, again, this is a very basic, like surface level example, but yeah, it happens a lot. People being hypocrites, and it will always happen. It will always happen. And yeah, but yeah, another thing I think that would be important is, honesty and, you know, understanding. I think if, like, people just were honest about things and, like, like, and understood other people and, like, I think understanding can go a long way because once you understand things more, you can see the different, sides of an argument. Like, I'm definitely someone who would be in the middle of an argument because I don't really particularly have any side. Like, I'll probably lean to whatever I believe to be morally good or you know, um, like, like, whatever, like, I'll probably lean to whatever side I'll think is better, but I can see, both sides of the argument. There is always a reason, like, you know, things exist as they exist. Like, there's always two sides. Like, there's always, like, the good with the bad. It's always going to be this way, but we can try and improve as people and, um, you know, like try to be kind and understanding to others and yeah. So yeah. So yeah. It can be, hard to be human, especially on days where nothing's going right, especially on days where, you've lost someone, like family members, friends, pets. It's never fun. But, we gotta try and be, kind and understanding and not lash out and, you know, not cause more pain. Like, pain only creates more pain. You gotta use that pain for something better, like how I lost, you know, Rogers, the group, for a long time, and I was in pain, but I created Michael. Well, Michael was already created, but I created Michael's universe. I created a whole story out of that pain. Like, that pain created my passion. Like, pain can be switched into something more constructive if you just try hard enough. If you really just try, you can, you know, turn that pain into pleasure. Like you can turn a bad thing around if you try hard enough. And I guess I'm lucky because I never thought I would be where I am now with Riku and Blue finally a part of the group again. They haven't done any RPs as the time of recording this, but hopefully, eventually they'll be back in one of the RPs, so it'll be nice to, do stuff with them again, actually do stuff like the old days. It'll never be the same as the old days, unfortunately. That, like, magic will forever be lost, but at least part of it, even if it's just a fragment, can survive. So, yeah. So it's, yeah, like losing people, losing things is not fun, but it doesn't mean you have to, you know, be angry. Like, it's just better for everyone if, you try to be a good person. I know it's not always possible, but at least try. It could make a world of difference. And yeah, but yeah, there's so much that makes it hard to be human. That there's so many nuances and all that. Another thing that sometimes happens is, suicide, people taking their lives because they can no longer cope with, all the stress. It all balls up and they just can't take it anymore. And it's just sad to know that some people, will do that, even though people should live on, even though it may be bad. Like, we only have probably one life, so you might as well live it. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. And yeah, again, there's my friend Trickyster. Yeah, again, I'm not certain on if he did or did not commit suicide. It's a Schrodinger's cat situation. But I hope if he is alive that he's doing okay. And if he is dead, well, then there's nothing that can be done. And that's just unfortunate. So, yeah. And, yeah. I guess a topic I want to briefly talk about is, life in general, like the meaning of life, which technically there's no one true meaning. It's up to interpretation. Like my interpretation is before light or matter or anything, there was just darkness. Empty darkness forever. No sound, no nothing. Nothing with feeling or anything. It was empty. Purely empty. Just black. And nothing could even comprehend that just empty black silence. But then life came along, like, out of nowhere. Like, that's my belief, that just poof into existence. defied expectations, and yeah, in a way, life is a anomaly. It never really was supposed to exist. At least maybe not here. Another sort of belief that I have thought about is, you know, if there's infinite darkness, yeah, again, with there always seeming to be an opposite side of the coin, or if there's a world of infinite light, infinite matter, just infinite energy and stuff, one that is quite the opposite of our world. Like, our world is the one where, you know, it was basically empty until it was not. And we have black holes, things that suck in stuff. But where do they go out? Which is where there's a theoretical white hole where only Mac exit it. So maybe the white holes are in that energy realm, that realm of infinite matter and energy. So anything that falls into a black hole might just end up, you know, ending up in that infinite energy world. So there may just be the opposite. But yeah, um, as far as I see it, life and light and all that existence is an anomaly here in this half, and if there is another half, I guess then emptiness would be the anomaly in that world. Like, I guess if there are black holes there, it would be probably less common than the theoretical white holes, but they probably do exist. But seeing that black holes, you know, funnel to that universe, maybe black holes there only funnel back, which is probably why we've never found a white hole, but maybe there are, in some cases, incredibly rarely a white hole here. So um, yeah. But that's just how I see things, like two parallel worlds, or, you know, just one. But yeah, I mean, there's many other interpretations of, you know, the meaning of life. I do like my friend Kim's version of life, where it's, you know, it's an artistic thing, like it's an artist piece, you know, which, you know, I agree to, you know, an extent with, you know, like I do believe, you know, our multiverse potentially may be represented in another multiverse, you know, either as a book, movie, TV show, film, gaming, whatever. Did I already say film? I don't know. But yeah, um, our universe could be many things. It could literally be a painting in a different part of the multiverse. So I do agree with that, but with like how my beliefs, you know, work, I do believe that we're artistic in other places, but the overall structure and foundation of our world is, you know, the emptiness and there might just be the opposite out there somewhere, but how would we reach it would be the question. So, yeah. But, yeah, in terms of meaning of life, like what happens after, we die, like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, is there an afterlife? Is there, you know, different, like, things like heaven and hell and limbo and all the other different versions of the afterlife? And I really hope there is, because I certainly want to continue on beyond death and don't want to be in the void, because I'd rather be alive and feel something, even if that something is pain. Like, I'd rather feel something than nothing, just to know that I'm alive and, I'm still, like, around, you know, it is what I want. But, yeah. So if there is no afterlife, boy, I will make an afterlife. I will defy death itself if all there is just death, no afterlife. I will defy death just to make it. And then there's also questions like, is there a God or not? Like, there may be, gods, beings of extreme power, but is there one true God? Which it's hard to answer. And yeah, again, that we'll be probably theorizing forever on that. But yeah, so yeah, and that's why with everything after death being uncertain, it's like, as far as I can tell, there's only going to be one life, so live it well. And yeah, just be kind and understanding, because, everyone struggles through life. There's so many different things going on. A lot of it is, human stuff, because we had to do something to occupy our time, so we create so many different things as, a way to live our life. But we will, never fully understand things. And yeah. And yeah. So it's hard to be human, but just try and be kind. Be kind. And yeah. There's so many things, and yeah, like, I don't hate anyone, because I understand how people may have become how they are. I might, dislike them, or, think they're potentially disgusting for the things they've done, but, I also see the other side of the coin and understand how they may have gone to that point. And yeah, just be understanding and kind. Give people a second chance if you, like, didn't like them the first time. Like, try and see their point of view. Try and understand the world. And just try and be the better, like, person, or, human. Like, you know, try and rise above all the corruption and hate and ignorance and all the just, like, goop that is humanity. Like, try and be good. Like, you don't have to be the best, just try. You may fail, but then try again. Learn, become better. Like, and yeah, um, there's so much, like, yeah, no, I'm not against, any of the groups, like, I've mentioned, like, in particular, like, I'm just stating the points as I see them, like vocal minorities probably aren't great for the majority and also not great for the issues that they're trying to solve. That's why, I mention feminists, like, they're very, vocal minority that's ultimately, ruined the pure concept of, feminism, which is to, have, equal rights. Equal rights for, females, which I'm totally on board. Like, I would definitely say, I'd probably be a feminist. But if it wasn't for, the negative connotations, around the word, thanks to vocal minority, like, then, you know, I probably more actively say, you know, I'm down to help. I'm down to help, kind of like another thing, trans rights. Like, there should be better rights for, trans people. Like, what's wrong with switching gender? Like, seriously, like, I did that in a dream, and that was interesting. Like, like, even though, yeah, again, since I'm not female, I haven't dealt with other stuff like periods and all that. But you know, I, you know, do understand. So yeah, what's wrong with changing gender? Yes, sure, there's some people that do it for the wrong reasons, like, and usually it probably would be majority of, you know, for males doing the wrong thing, like, oh, what if I change gender just to get into the female locker rooms? That there's always going to be, disgusting people like that will do that sort of thing because they're like, I can outsmart the system here and use this to my advantage. But, like, there are those who genuinely are uncomfortable with their gender. I wonder how many females, when they change to male, do it for the wrong reasons. Like, you always hear about, the males, but what about when it comes to, females, like, doing it for the wrong reasons? That'd be something I may eventually look into. That's interesting, like, seeing, the opposite side. Yeah, again, I'm very dual minded. Like, I have two sides. Me that would be, sympathetic or empathetic to one side, and me that'll be, sympathetic or empathetic to the other side. Like, I will understand, you know, both sides, even if I don't always agree with that side. I can see its point. I can see that it has valid reasons for it because life is, always pros and cons. I can't speak. Pros and cons. There we are. But yeah, like I'll always be able to see like things. So yeah, but yeah, there definitely should be better trans rights. And despite as much as I like might be cool trans rights, there's also the other side that do have some fair points. Like if you have transitioned, not all the females um you know or males may be comfortable with you being in their locker room after you switch. So there probably should be a you know a non-binary like locker room, bathroom, whatever, a, 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 a specific thing for those who do not follow the standard of either just pure male or female, because it is definitely something that some people would be uncomfortable with. Like if you were a dude who became a chick and you still have your thing, the P, yeah, you still have your P, uh the big boy capital P itself. Like some women will be probably uncomfortable to see that. So there should be a third option for things. So there's equality, like there's light, darkness, and grey. Three things. There's always going to be one side and the other side, but there's also the middle ground, the grey area, the fluid in between, which is very fitting for gender fluidity. And it relates to many other things as well. Like if you're religious, you believe in heaven and hell, potentially, depending on the religion. But like you're that there's three worlds: the perfect world, the middle average world, and then hell, the sucky world. So three worlds, three choices. There's hot, and then there's cold, but in the middle is everything in between, warm and cool. And yeah, also for even with three worlds, reality, the fictional fantasy world, and then the online space. Kind of like what Kim did. My friend Kim Oneko, check out Kim I'll link them in the description of the video, but they created a literal series called Three Worlds, where it was, you know, the real world, the virtual world, and the fantasy world. So, you know, three worlds, three states of being, like, one's, you know, real, one's, you know, fantasy, the fiction, the not real, and then there's like the internet and online being that sort of intermediary where it's like kind of real life, but also like a lot of stuff going on in the internet, like a lot of stories being told, like my story of Michael, my character. So yeah, technically there's, you know, two sides to an argument, but there's also the grey. So there's always three things, always three worlds, always seemingly three, like, you know, yeah, so when it comes to life, yeah, it tends to seemingly work in, you know, threes, you know, very common, like the rule of three, or like other things. I mean, there's other things, you know, sometimes it's just one and done, sometimes two is better than, you know, one, so, you know, double trouble. There's also, you know, four, like a, you know, a squad size, or, you know, other things with four. Um, you know, each number has its own, you know, meanings. Like four can also mean death. So yeah, um, where like, you know, five. Also, five's my favorite number. You know, five's like a pretty solid number. It doesn't have much meaning, but you know, it's a solid number. Um, then there's like six, you know, having relations to, you know, 666, the, you know, mark of the devil, you know, satanic. Then there's seven, considered to be, you know, a lucky number. Then there's eight, which, you know, if you turn it on its side, it's, you know, infinite. The infinity symbol, you know, never ending. So it's probably the reason why the number eight was probably used in um, the Stanley Parable. It's probably, you know, the representation of, you know, a never ending cycle, a never ending loop, the infinite, you know, spiral. You always end up back to the same point sooner or later. Everything continues to loop, which means even if humanity, you know, improves, it always could, you know, go back the opposite way and be bad again. And that's why it can be hard to be human at times, you know, because, you know, the cycle is always changing. The number nine's not particularly special. It's just, you know, six, but, you know, reversed, upside down. Nine is, yeah, and obviously zero is zero, the absence of things, absolute nothing, which is, you know, how I believe our, you know, universe existence operates. The base foundation, I think, was that was empty silence before we came along. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I think it's time to do a story on why I finally decided to do this video, because I've had this idea since, like, basically around the same time It's Okay to Be Human was either recorded or streamed. I don't remember which it was. And if it was streamed, it would have been back on Twitch. So that stream's long gone. Like, yeah. I had this idea ever since basically sometime around the release of that first video, It's Okay to Be Human video. Um, and I never really did the idea because I was like, I don't feel like doing it right now, and probably should give it some time in between. And I'll probably figure out when's the best time to do it, just depending on fate, I suppose. And that happened. So here is the story. It's not a long story, but it's kind of sad. And yeah, again, I always feel guilty when people are in pain. But anyway, so it was like the middle of the night. I was, you about to go to sleep. Like I had turned off my computer, like, 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 I was just like on my phone at that point in my bed, like lights off, probably going to be going to sleep soon. Like I was just watching like a video. I think I was watching a Ludwig video because I've um, recently, gone into like Ludwig's like content a lot. If you know who Ludwig is, but yeah, I was just watching one of his videos, I believe, and it was late at night, so it was, like probably 1 a.m. Like, like, um, uh, then I hear, crying, like, really, like, well, at first it was quiet, but it was like, as it got closer, it was definitely a lady. I could tell by like the voice, like, um, unless they identify as otherwise, but um, um, yeah, but judging just from voice, it was like a lady. She was crying. She was like talking to herself, like I could barely catch what she was actually saying, but sounded like she was not having a good time. Like, she did not seem okay. And yeah, again, I'm in bed. Like, like listening to like a Ludwig video and like eventually pause it to like be like what's going on, like why is she so sad, like and I don't like get up, one because I'm in bed, two like I don't know her mental state like exactly, I only can tell by, the crying and like sobbing and all the words that I'm like I hear the words but I'm not quite catching exactly what she's saying even after I pause the video, and by the time like she's closer to my house, and like I feel extremely guilty and feel like I should like call someone, like call like someone, but like what would an ambulance do? Like sure they could help, like, but they aren't like exactly, therapists, and like what is a cop gonna do? Like so yeah, like and I don't know like any helplines, like proper helpline phone numbers, so like I just pause my video and try to listen in, but I barely catch what she's saying, and I just feel very guilty that I'm not doing anything when I could do something, but like it's late at night and I really don't want to, get up like at the middle of the night. So yeah, eventually, like she like passes into the distance. Eventually, getting faint again because I think she like was walking, down the street. And yeah, it was like just very sad to hear like this poor woman in pain, and I felt very guilty, like I probably should have done something, but yeah, it being late at night, and I probably want to get to bed soon at that point. Like there wasn't really anything that I probably could have done. So yeah, I'm just hoping that she found like help, or I don't know. It didn't sound good, and yeah, it is the very reason I'm making this video now. It's hard to be human because, life's hard. It's never easy. Like, things will be sometimes very, very horrible, but that's life, and sometimes you gotta live through it. You gotta live through the mistakes and try and be a good person, and like, I definitely won't lose the guilt of that mistake. That can be added on to my list of mistakes. So that brings it up to at least 5 mistakes. The 3 friends I failed, and that, incident where I was, a young kid, and now this. But yeah, maybe next time, like, if I hear it again, maybe next time I'll do something. But yeah, it's definitely a regrettable mistake. But yeah, try and be kind to people. Try and be, good to people. That's all I really want is kindness and understanding. Like that's really the point of this video, is like to promote that, and also cover some of the things I didn't cover in the last one, It's Okay to Be Human video. Yeah, again, if you haven't seen the original, I highly recommend watching it because it had its own things to it. But yeah, this one's just purely for the hardships of life, and yeah, it's hard. There's so much to life, so many complexities, but try and stick through it. Like it's hard, but it's worth the effort to, you know, go through hell for something better, to go through the pain for something better, or to turn your pain into something creative, like the pain of losing Rogers and, that group as it was before, you know, that pain became my passion, of doing my characters, Michael and Jimmy. It, you know, ignited that spark. It ignited that um like dream goal, like that I could potentially, do something good with, my random story, even though it's very random and sometimes may not make the most sense, but there's meaning behind it all. Like there's, you know, deeper meaning to like my story, its core is, Rogers. Rogers was the original foundation, but it has spread to so much more than just that. It bloomed from that point, and who knows if it would have ever been the same if I didn't suffer that loss, if I didn't go through that pain. Would I be the same person I am now? Would I have grown to be a better person through my like like um like without those mistakes and stuff? Would I be the person I am now? Would I be the person without the pain and all that? So despite as bad as pain can be, and it can hurt a lot sometimes. Sometimes you need it to grow, to make yourself stronger, to go through the pain, to become a better person, and try your best to not repeat the same mistakes again, and try and be better. So hopefully when it comes to next time, hopefully maybe I can do something if I hear someone crying out in the streets next time. Maybe next time I'll be more, active and actively look up a helpline or something, and yeah, do an actual good thing rather than just, be there in my bed and do nothing. So yeah. But yeah. Um yeah. I think that really sums it up. Just be kind, be understanding, and just learn. Yeah, again, linking back to my original video, it's okay to be human, but it's also hard to be human. And it takes a lot of effort, but it's worth it. It's worth the effort. anyway, I think that'll do it for the video. Yeah, again, this was live streamed, so not the end of the live stream, but end of the video. Um, yeah, because I have other things that I want to do more of my character. As always gonna be, passionate about my characters. And who knows if would have had the same passion if it wasn't for, Rogers. If it had stayed as it did in the past, like if it was just an occasional thing, would have I done Michael as I did Michael, as I do like Michael now? Like, would have I done the same things without the loss? There would have definitely been a lot of changes if Rogers continued. Like, for one, there wouldn't be the whole alternate timeline. That would have never existed if it wasn't for the loss of Rogers. So there's definite things that would have definitely changed if that, ceased to exist. But yeah. But I'm not here to, theorize how things could have gone or could have not gone. That, yeah, again, this thing is about, being, hopefully a better person, like, and spreading that message. So, one thing I'll ask you to do if you're watching the video later or the live stream later is to just share it. Just share it, because I think it's an important message to be shared. So, yeah, I really hope this video, like, at least reaches one person that needs it. Because, yeah, again, it's like that old saying, save one person, you save the world. So, even if you only change one life in your lifetime, that's at least one life you helped. One life you helped make better. So, just by sharing it, you're helping, the cause, you're helping, the message, But yeah, I think that's going to be it, because yeah, I don't know what else to cover at this point. So yeah. So final message is be kind, be understanding, try to be your best self. I know life is hard, but you can get through it no matter what. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And yeah, I hope to see you all whenever next. And I'm not certain when I'll do my next serious video. Like, yeah, again, had this idea since, it's okay to be human video. I've had this idea for a while. I just never did it. But now I've done it. I'm like, what's next? What will be my next one? I don't know, but I guess fate will decide when I do one of these videos again. But yeah, I thought it was important to do it now. as I think it's important. So yeah, it's either now or never, as that saying goes. You either do it or you don't do it. Do or do not. There is no try, as Star Wars says, you know, you have to commit at some point to doing things. So yeah, I finally committed to doing this so that hopefully it could help. Because, like I did the original in hopes that would help as well. Like the original, It's Okay to Be Human. Like I did that for the same reason, but there was still ideas that I hadn't covered in that video that I also wanted to talk about. So that's why I did this. Anyway, I could keep talking forever, but yeah, I think it's time to finally end. I know I've said that like already a billion times, but um, yeah, I think this is a good point to end it. So yeah, be kind. Um, you know, it's kind of like the Doctor Who, thing. Be kind and never cowardly. Like, yeah, again, I was a coward, you know, twice for two of my mistakes. It's because of fear. Fear does change all of our choices. It's like that one line from that one Ruby song. Um, I think it's literally called Fear. It's a good song. Fear from volume 7 or 8 of Ruby. It's a good song. Listen to it. But yeah, never be cowardly or cruel, as the doctor says. Always be kind. Never eat pears. I don't like pears. I agree on the doctor with that. Never eat pears. Sorry to those pear lovers. I don't like pears. Um, but yeah, and yeah. Fear will always change our choices, but you know, try and overcome fear. That's why at the beginning of this I said, even though I would be covering the topics such as suicide and darker themes, the whole point is to face fear, overcome fear. Like, that's why at the beginning of this I said, even if you don't like those themes, try and overcome your fear to just listen to what I have to say. And yeah, oh, and yeah, but yeah, I, I'll finally end this. I'll finally end this. Otherwise, I will literally be doing an outro that goes for who knows how long. So, thank you all for watching. Be kind, be understanding. I know it's not exactly like easy times, but fight through it as it's worth it. Anyway, peace until next time. Alright, recording is done. For that, at least. But yeah, please share the live stream. That's all I really ask. Is that this message is heard. Even if it's just, one person that hears it, it makes a lot of, difference. And yeah. And hopefully eventually one day I'll actually have, money. Then I could help charity and stuff. I didn't even cover charity. Fudge. Ah. God damn it. I didn't even, well, we're gonna record an end bit. God damn it. I forgot to mention that. Out of everything. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, time for an awkward thing where I record after, just ending it, technically. Hey, I'm back. I forgot one thing. I know I just literally ended a video and it was supposed to be the ending, but I forgot about one thing, which is charity. Like there's many charities out there for many different things. Hopefully when I get big enough, I definitely want to do charity live streams, like how Markiplier's done, or Jacksepticeye, or PewDiePie, or literally any other YouTuber ever who's done it, do a charity live stream at some point. So yeah, yeah. Charity is definitely another way to help people, with certain things, like if they're in poverty or whatever, and yeah. So yeah, I wanted to mention that even though I literally just ended the video, and yeah. Now I've got to end it again, which is kind of awkward. I just ended it, and now I'm ending it again, because I forgot this. You always forget one thing. That's life, I guess. You always go through, the checklist of what to do, and there's always that one thing you forget. And this is that one thing, and now I'm abruptly, going to edit this onto the end of the video after, it was such, a smooth ending, I suppose. But now here's life coming in and making it all janky. Yeah, again, life is filled with contradictions and unexpected things. So yeah, yeah, I also recommend charity, because charity is cool, and hopefully one day I can do something for charity, because right now I'm only at 200 subscribers at the recording of this, so it probably won't be till probably at least the 1,000 range, once, once I actually am earning money from this, because either the money from the channel is either going to go back into, what I do, or probably to charity, because most likely I'll be doing this and whatever my real life job will be in the future, which I don't even know what will be. Maybe game making, yeah, and doing bachelor game design, but yeah. Anyway, time to finish the ending of the video. So yeah, thank you all for watching again. This video, and yeah, until next time, peace, and yeah, again, be kind, be what else was it, bro, how am I mind blanking at a time like this? This is not the time to mind blank. Be kind, be understanding, and yeah. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, peace. Hi, Sky. So what just happened is I did a long recording of It's Hard to Be Human video where I was just speaking, like honestly about, the ups and downs of life and, the complexities of life, and but I forgot one thing, and I realized it like right after stopping the recording, is that I forgot to mention charity, as that probably be a good thing to, mention in some aspect for, that sort of video where it's like, multiple aspects and yeah, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, basically that's been the beginning of my stream, which I can't believe I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. That was a long one, but I think it was needed, because I want to spread, a good positive message, and hopefully it does get found. You just finished The Dark Brotherhood? Alright, nice. Nice, nice. And I'm guessing soon we'll be doing a ghost talk. Probably after I'm going to do a few other things first, but well, they're only short, but yeah. You'll be doing the Thieves Guild next, nights. But yeah, I'm going to do 2 shorts I want done, and then we can do that, do Ghost. Actually, I'm gonna need an add-on. Because if I thinking about this correctly, which hopefully I am, let me double check. Yeah, because it'll be Jimmy's Adventures probably tomorrow on live stream, which will also have the meeting with the lady who knows everything. Ah, you'll do the main quest after the Thieves Guild. Ah, murder, 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 murder. I mean, red rum, red rum, red rum. But I'm just thinking real quick of what I'm doing next. So Jimmy's tomorrow with the lady that knows everything. Then it also should be Jimmy on Sunday. And that will be with Dan and okay. Alright. Yep. Getting close to end of the game. Or at least, well, you still got a bit to go, but yeah. You'll finish the game once you've done the Thieves Guild and then the main quest. But I'm gonna need Jimmy for one of the shorts I want to do, and what's something else I could do? I think I have a good idea. I'll also do one with Abel, the one that always comes back to life despite how many times he gets killed. Which would be kind of fitting with Michael, since technically I'm filling out the time period where Michael was briefly dead. Yeah, again, I've looped back to filling in more details in that part of the timeline. Part of the main timeline where Michael is dead. Murder the game. That's basically just, or red rum the game. That's just like murder in VR chat. Anyway, first I need Mikkel. And to change, player model. Damn, there's a lot of player models. This is probably the most player models I've had in a while. Probably because of probably because of yeah, again, all the add-ons that I have right now. Anyway, time for Mikkel to finally be in the show, and Jimmy. Alright, time to begin. Hey, Mikkel. Hey, Jimmy, are you doing alright? I'm doing okay, I guess, Mikkel. It's been a tough time without Michael. Indeed. I've had to manage all the business for the foundation. It's quite hard. Yeah, I bet, Mikkel. But I'm doing okay, I guess. Alright, Jimmy. How's it going in the sim? Alright. Ah, cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go rest, Mikkel. Alright, Jimmy. You stay well. Yeah, Mikkel. Bye. Bye, Jimmy. Alright. That's one short down. Just to show a small interaction with Jimmy and Mikkel. Now it's time for foreshadowing again. Even though it's really not foreshadowing if he's already dead. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's begin. Hey, Abel. Hey, Michael. How's things going? Well, I've just got, I don't know, an odd feeling like something's about to happen, Abel. Like what? I don't know. But I don't know. It feels bad. Feels like death is around the corner. Yeah. I don't really need to worry about dying. I always come back. Yeah, that's the same for me, Abel. Just I worry that eventually I will die properly, at some point. Yeah, I guess we all have that fear, even if we're immortal or not. Yeah, Abel. But I hope things go well for you, Abel. Yeah, I'm just doing my thing, fighting, the usual. Yeah. Well, Abel, I'll see you later. I've got to go. A lot to do around the foundation. Of course, Michael. Bye, Michael. Bye, Abel. Oh, that was over a minute. It's so painful that shorts have to be, under a minute. It makes it incredibly painful, but also it's, the meta for YouTube. Like, it's the common thing on YouTube. It's the thing that'll get the most views consistently. So it's like a necessary evil. But let's see if I'll need to re-record that or not. Which is painful because it means that I have to cut it down while, you know, streaming, which ain't exactly the best formula, but it's what I have to do until shorts, and I want shorts to be 2 minutes long. Why YouTube, why? Just make them 2 minutes long. It will solve so many problems. Because at least if it was 2 minutes, I could fit in. But the fact that it's one, it's... I don't think I'm gonna fit that one in. I'll have to re-record it, dang. Dang it. Just have to, like, trim out anything extra, as I usually do. Let's begin again. Hey Abel, hey Michael, how are things going? Not good. Feels like death's around the door. That's not good. It's a good thing that, you know, you're immortal like me, always able to come back. Yeah, but I fear that eventually I'll actually die even though I am immortal. Yeah, I have that same fear too, but I guess we just have to accept it and move on with our lives. I keep fighting no matter what, and you'll keep trying to save people across the multiverse. Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, well, I've got a lot to do at the Foundation, so I'll talk to you later. Of course, Michael. Bye, Michael. Bye, Abel. Okay, that was 1 minute 10 seconds. Let's see if... Yeah, got check it. See what happens when I trim off the extra stuff. That one hopefully should work. But I have to know first. Otherwise then I find out later and then I have to re-record later when I don't necessarily want to record. It's looking like you'll hit it. But yeah, again, it's not certain until it's under. A minute. Because even if it's like a little bit over, like, it counts as 1 minute and 1 second then, and then it doesn't count as a short, so yeah. So it has to be exactly 1 minute in terms of YouTube, and since, you know, it rounds up, that means it has to be precisely like that. Yeah, again, shorts really need an update. Okay, it looks like it will fit. Like, at this point I've added so much that I might as well just finish the job. Which by editing, I mean cut out silence. Because that's literally the only way for it to hit in the time frame sometimes. Alright, let's briefly, I guess, check it in a second. Like, let's see. Hey Abel, hey Michael, how are things going? Not good. Feels around the door. That's not good. Oh, it's a good thing that, you know, you're immortal, like me, always able to come back. Yeah, but I fear that eventually I'll actually die, even though I am immortal. Yeah, I have that same fear too. But I guess we just have to accept it and move on with our lives. I keep fighting no matter what, and you'll keep trying to save people across the multiverse. Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, well, I've got a lot to do at the Foundation, so I'll talk to you later. Of course, Michael. Bye, Michael. Bye, Abel. Yep. That'll do. Oh, I forgot. That's. I guess I will later then, because I forgot about the one thing I need to do with shorts is change the aspect ratio. Then I will do it later. Okay, that was a waste of time. Anyway, that should be all I need for now. As long as my calculations are correct, which they should be. I think I should be good. Okay. Sky, you still there? Now I have to wait. Maybe I should just message Scott. Alright. Okay. Now that I've messaged Sky. Oh, is it? No, it's fine. Okay. My, just specifically as I like send the message, it's like my chat like goes boop offline. You have to reload now. Okay, I reload it and yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna uh, delay the stream quite a bit. He said 30 to 40 minutes. Well, now what do I do? Yes, I could do more shorts. I'm really not prepared to do shorts right now. Like, that's why I only did those two. But now I've got to potentially do even more for another like half an hour to 40 minutes. Because I thought we would be moving on to that. Oh, no. Well, seems like I've got to download different add-ons now. Okay, don't need Jimmy anymore. Most of them should be Michael ones. But one I definitely gotta do is the Payday Gang. I have not done the Payday Gang. Like, like in a short, so yeah. Guessing there's no doesn't seem like there's any there's Houston and Hoxton. I always get the two mixed up. Yeah, again, very similar names and got similar marks. Houston is the one without the like Scarface and Hoxton, I believe is the Scarface one. Oh, 10 minutes? Okay. Never mind, it's 10 minutes. Yeah, it's Johnny Silverhand. Not the Keanu Reeves I'm looking for, but I want to favorite that and see that. There's the one I want. Not not the Keanu Reeves I was looking for, but yeah. It'll be useful to probably use the Johnny Silverhand for like John Wick maybe later on in the series. Like once I'm certain that I've done everything I want to do with Payday Gang, because I still kind of want to return to Payday 2 at some point to do more of it. Like once I'm certain that Payday 2 is done, and as long as Payday 3, like Payday 3 probably will have John Wick as well, probably, if I had to assume. But yeah, assuming that you know once I'm done with Payday 2 and whatever I may want to do in Payday 3, whenever that happens, that's like long, long term thing. But like once I'm certain of that, like I think making John Wick become the Johnny Silverhand will be funny because it also fit with the timeline as well, because eventually there's going to be more Deus Ex characters returning, like because and Deus Ex is in in about 2050, the 2050s canonically for my series. So if my series does go long enough for that, if I'm still doing it, then, you know, it'll definitely be cool idea that, have this for John Wick. Because, since, Deus Ex is, the future where everyone has, augmented stuff or the augmented limbs and all that stuff, it'd be interesting to, have that, sort of, a cyberpunk, sort of character that this is what, John Wick becomes. I mean, he's got the attire, like, bulletproof vest, very much like, still very much an assassin. So I guess by that point, like, at this moment, the current John Wick is, like probably 30s or something. So by that point, this is him when he's like, so that'll be, that would be 60 years old. This would be still looking like that in his 60s. Damn. Keanu Reeves really does not age. Yeah. Well, that's a funny idea for like far flung future. Like, here's the 30-year plan, guys. Here's my 30-year plan. Because if I know me and if I don't change in the next 30 years, like, I'll probably still be doing, this, like, in the 2050s, so, yeah. The only shame is, like, it seems like Deus Ex as a series is kinda goddamn dead. Because, like, there's been zero word of Deus Ex anything for, like, the last, couple of years, ever since Mankind Divided came out. It really did kill Deus Ex, and I don't know when the next Deus Ex will be. Like, you'd think if they were making a new one, by this point there would be something, but I've heard nothing, so Deus Ex, next Deus Ex, maybe 20, I don't know. If it were to be revealed, it'd be revealed in possibly the next few years, so either be revealed in 2024, 2025, if I had to assume, if there really is a sequel coming out for Mankind Divided. And if they're gonna finally finish the abrupt ending they made. But that's like announcement date. That doesn't account for release date. So then a few years after, so let's say 3 to 4, so on the longest term it would, assuming the longest thing that gets announced in like 2025 and takes like 4 years before it's out, then it'd be 2029. It'd be almost 2030 before a new Deus Ex. And that's assuming they do announce something in the next year or two. If they don't, it's likely Deus Ex is dead forever. Or we'll get a reboot like in like 5 to 10 years time. So then it'll be like an announcement in like 5 to 10 years. Or they'll do something like, remaster the original, which, remasters are always seemingly the way developers go to regain trust in a community, so I wouldn't be surprised if they remastered the original Deus Ex. I would like to see that though. A remastered Deus Ex would be cool. Oh, you're in server? Sorry, I was talking a lot.
I tried to get your attention through the chat with so many times. It's like, hey, here, hello, you there? Help me, man! Help me! Ah!
I sometimes get in the zone.
That's why it's like this keeps bullying you. I rang you through Discord. And like once I was like, "Help! I'm here. I'm in server." Like just bombing you with
Yeah, I won't
messages.
hear a ring through Discord because, yeah, again, streamer mode, so it will be like streamer mode, like automatically is like do not disturb.
Far out. I was like, I'll just message him over and over again on the stream and hope like hell he sees it. Before I forget, I better check my audio output for Discord.
Yep.
Where the freak is Discord? There it is. Not filters. I went to the wrong place. Properties.
But yeah, I think it'll be funny if John Wick sort of ends up looking like Johnny Silverhand later in the timeline.
Yeah. Okay, now I've got to. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to go back to Oblivion now. Oh my god, I'm getting so many game updates. Phasmophobia got another update. Payday 2's got another update. Overwatch 2 is an update.
I noticed like two seem to be common.
I'm gonna start my recording. Because as soon as I alt tab out of the game just fully shuts down. Which isn't very nice. So I have to do screen capture.
I thought I would be talking to you in your cell.
Although first we're gonna do it from my end where I'm in the game, and then we're gonna swap it over and we'll do it last time. Where I
Alright.
send you the edited voice clip and then you just overlay the audio in the version, because it means after I've done this I have to go into VR chat, then get into Ghost Avatar, then go back into the bunker.
Yeah, just I thought it'd be better in VR chat because like
You know,
if
it's
you
just-
motion in like VR chat, like the if the words don't match up to the body language, it's kind
I'm
of
just gonna be standing.
weird.
I'm just gonna be standing up straight anyway. That's all I'm gonna be doing, because I'm gonna be sleeping standing up. Remember?
Ah,
Yeah. Because I'm now a vampire and yeah. So I'm just gonna sleep standing up. Sleep vertical, because most vampires sleep standing up in coffins in some games. So I'm just gonna take that logic into my character and make him sleep standing up.
yeah. Then I probably should mention that while talking. That
Yeah, because
like,
the only vampires I know of that slept vertically while sitting up in coffins, I think was Dracula and some of his tales of Dracula, like he slept in a coffin standing up. Some other things, like I know that in Skyrim, like they have coffins lining the wall where you can actually sleep in, and you sleep standing up. So I'm just gonna take that into how my character sleeps
yeah.
in the real world, well, in the above world. Okay. Because I'm not gonna be sleeping in this part. I'm just gonna be sitting at a desk when we're talking. Well, I'm gonna be sitting at a table while I talk to you telepathically, in game. Let me know when So I'm gonna be recording, aren't I?
Yeah, you record and send me the audio.
Yep. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. Actually, wait. Before I even go further, do you want to talk to me first, or do you want me to telepathically talk to you first?
Because, like, Michael, like, when we get to the VR chat thing, I'll be walking in the room to check on you, so I think I should talk first because I think
Okay.
Michael will be the one initiating it.
So I
And
should. So after 3, I should wait, what, 5 seconds? Then you start talking?
um
Or do you want me to wait a little bit longer?
um like like wait, I'm just thinking because once you do you're going to do a countdown, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'll start talking and then I guess you can chime in wherever you think appropriate.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Ghost, you there? Ghost?
Is that you, Michael?
Yeah. You're sleeping, standing up.
Yes. It seems that I can sleep standing up now.
Yeah, I came to the cell to, check up on you, and yeah, I found you, like, sleeping standing up.
Yes, that sounds about right. From what I know of mythical stuff from the down train, apparently some vampires do sleep standing up, and they sleep standing up in coffins. So I was like, why don't I just try sleep standing up? And apparently, it works. Means I take up less
Okay.
space than the average human. Don't have to worry about sleeping in a bed. Wow, what a couple of weeks it's been for me in Cyrodiil.
Yeah, how has it been there?
Well, apart from becoming a vampire, I completed my missions for the Dark Brotherhood. Apparently, the person who brought me into the Dark Brotherhood was he was framed and murdered by his own allies, and then he was also framed for being the one to send me on missions which ended up killing people of our own faction. But now apparently I've become something called the Listener.
Ah, the listener, the one that can listen to the mother
The Great Night Mother.
yeah, that's the one.
The unholy undead woman.
Yeah.
Oh man, being a vampire has come with some great perks. I've been able to kick open doors.
But couldn't you just do that normally if you had enough strength?
Not when they're locked with several different barricades behind them.
Yeah, but if you had like great enough strength, like
Well, I can kick down an ordinary locked door pretty easily, but when it's reinforced in the back outside, like to great, like 3 or 4 different deadbolts and the lock in itself, it becomes reasonably hard to like
yeah,
really
I guess
kick
for a
open.
normal person it would be hard. I do forget sometimes what it is to be normal. I haven't been exactly human in a long time.
Yes, I've been able to kick down some doors. That's how I've been getting into places where I have been having trouble with my lockpicking. Like they keep breaking on me, so I was like, "Fuck it, let's just see what happens if I boot this thing down." And apparently, it's more effective than a lockpick. Who needs a lockpick when you got unhuman strength that just takes over with one punch, one kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my next thing is I think I might go try find this person. I've seen him on wanted posters all over. So a guy called the Grey Fox.
Ah, the grey fox.
Maybe if I do some jobs with them, I might be able to become a really good lockpick. Even though I'm really good at lockpicking in the first place. But apparently in this place, you gotta level that shit up before you can do anything decent with it, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it goes well.
I'm still a bit strenuous, and should I complete the main mission here? Because apparently I've got the main item in my inventory still. I've never started the main mission, wherever it is. Like something about finding the last ear of the Uriel something or other. But I think after I do the thieves guild, I guess I might as well help this place out and finish off whatever needs to be finished off. And I think after that I might just hopefully come back and hopefully not come back here ever again.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe I'm now the leader of the Dark Brotherhood. It feels weird being a hide assassin again in another plane of existence. But
Yeah.
man, it's been fun getting to kill people.
Yeah.
Anything else to fill me in on while you're here? Anything I should know about?
Not right now. I don't believe. I've just been doing my part here and to try and help the multiverse. A lot's been going on, but I don't think anything that would concern you in particular right now.
Okay.
But I
Well-
will get your help if I do ever need it.
Okay, I'll guess I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
And did that actually close my game down after stopping the recording? Oh, it didn't. That's an odd sight for a change.
It didn't crash.
Yeah, it didn't crash. Okay, so I need to edit that tonight. Now I need to launch VR chat. I'm just gonna go in with my controller. Considering
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be standing upright. So non-VR mode, play.
Yeah, let me launch VR chat.
VC VRC. Red rum, red rum, red rum. I'm gonna commit so much red rum on VR chat.
Red Rum.
All I see is a giant squid egg. And there's also one other thing we'll do, which both of us have to record for as well, just so I can put it upload it for a later date. Is after we've done this scene, Michael is gonna also talk to Ghost, and I'm gonna say how much pain I'm in from not having any blood. Because this is gonna be like we're gonna do the shot where I edit my video instead of use the audio. Then after that, I'm just gonna do a recording. Just a little like snippet, like about 2 minutes, where I wake up like I'm just gonna upload like 3 days from now.
Yeah, so why is it again?
We're just gonna give me a sec. I need to turn down my world volume. I'm just gonna make a quick recording where it's me talking to Michael about how much I'm hurting from not having any blood. Because
Yeah.
remember, you're gonna withhold blood from me, so I'm just gonna make like a quick like 2 minute video, like not really hulking out or raging out, but
Shouldn't we say that for like the
later.
next ghost?
Okay, yeah, next ghost one. I need to go avatars. Where is ghost? Okay, I need to edit my avatar, so only mask off. Okay, let me know when you're in Site 42.
Yeah, I'm just getting to the world and creating an instance of it. Then I'll invite you.
Okay. Oh, I'm on red. I better go on to orange. Yeah.
I wonder if I'm still on red after last time.
You are.
I should change that. Right, invite sent.
Yep.
They locked me in a rubber room.
Rubber room full of rats. Rats,
Rats
baby.
make me crazy.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room full of rats. Rubber rats. Rubber rats drove me crazy once. What about you?
Jeez.
Jeez, Monty. Joining Site 42, SCP of VRC. Okay.
To the research area.
Uno Reverse is coming back to you. Why can't I jump over there? Am I on the right height? Let me double check. Yeah, yeah.
Double audio.
Yeah, double 2007. Oh wait, 207. Yeah, 207 correctamundo. Okay, now we can keep going. Now, was I in the first containment cell or the second one?
You're in the one to the right.
So, containment breach is this way.
I didn't want to use cell 1A just purely because I had used it before.
So, cell A2. So, I gotta.
Yep. Because
But I can't. Come on, get the way.
did you get?
Yeah.
Alright. And you still have all your stuff on.
It's because I reloaded the rob. That's why. Okay, my mouth mask should be the only thing that's on.
Yeah. But the reason why cell A I didn't want to use it and went to right is because that's where I had the living darkness, and so
Ah.
I don't want any conflicts with timeline because even though it was freed, if it gets captured again, I probably will use that one again for it.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess I'll start by just walking.
Yep.
So yeah, just mute yourself at the start bit,
Yep.
and yeah, and I'll count in 3, 2. Actually, did you check the length of the audio? How long we talked?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'll do that now. Give me a sec.
That would be good information to know.
Um.
Do, 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 do. And while you check that, I'm going to quickly check something else because I'm just thinking about.
By the looks of it, it might be about 6 minutes. 6 minutes 31 seconds. Because I just realized when the counter goes, when the bar lights up at the far end, it gives me how many minutes left. So I would say like 6 minutes and 3 seconds, give or take.
Alright.
That's
so,
after my third count disappears, I think.
So.
Yes.
6 minutes and 30 seconds, so let's just round up to 7.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I'll count us in.
Give me a sec to get back on the screen. Oop, I'm not standing completely vertical the way anyway.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Here at Sci-Fi 2 again. Oh man, what's been going on? But I better check on Ghost to see how he is. Here it is, cell A2. And there's Ghost. Time to communicate to him. Alright. So I guess 7 minutes from now. So you can unmute yourself and now.
Do you know what that sounds even from?
What?
The Wild Thornberries. Donnie.
It kind of sounds like the Zoidberg from Futurama. That's I can't do it very well. It sounds like I'm doing. I can't really do it. It sounds like a dog. Or it sounds like um like when the other one Richard Nixon is angry like
My name is Mr. Get back! Get back!
Yo, yo, we got a Wookiee. I can't really do it. It sounds more like I'm a broken version of Sans. I'm Sans Undertale.
Who are you?
Sounds like a pigeon and now.
Who are you?
Now who are you?
It's time to take my vengeance. I will smash this glass and drink the blood from your jugular vein.
Don't do that.
Walks up to glass, punches, grabs Michael's neck, pulls him towards him, turns the neck sideways, bites into it. This blood tastes like foul, moldy blood. What blood do you have raging through your bloodstream? I can't stand it.
That's a question I've never genuinely considered. Like, what is Michael's blood type? Like,
Well, considering that you've said he is, like, part of multiple things, his blood is probably the most putrid tasting blood to a vampire.
yeah, because he's half human, he's like, half anomaly, but there's also like a dash of, Enigma blood because, you know, partly Enigma,
Don't forget part demon.
I mean, that sort of falls in the category of anomaly because,
Ah,
yeah, again, the Scarlet Queen is technically, a demon, but, an anomalous demon, so not a demon, if that makes any sense. Like, she's a demon, but not like a demon from hell sort of demon. She's her own kind of demon.
she is the demon to angel demons. She eats the demons for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
She probably would.
She would even eat the demon lord himself. With some nice barbecue sauce and mustard between two bits of
But another
smothered
thing that might be
obsidian.
in Michael's blood, at least a little bit, is wolf blood.
Oh, that would definitely taste like ass to a vampire. Considering that vampires do not technically drink the bloods of werewolves. It tastes like the most foulest tasting thing on the planet they could ever taste.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah,
Ghost.
Ghost would hate Michael's blood.
Yeah. Do you know what we should totally do at some stage? Like, just for like shits, like, oh, here's some fresh blood, Richard, try this. And it's actually Michael's own blood.
Did you say Richard?
I mean, Michael.
You said Mike. You mean
Rich.
Ghost?
Yeah, I want you to give Ghost Michael's blood, just like, there's like, just get like, see what his reaction is. Like, open, takes a bag, bites into it. This tastes like absolute fucking generic bottom of the barrel, mucky, disgusting piss. What fucking blood is this? Blah, tastes like fucking 10 million-year-old fucking poop on a carpet.
There's a joke I want to at some point, like later on in the series, is whenever Michael talks to SCP-343 again, because SCP-343 is technically God, but only the God of like our the universe. Like he made the current universe, but isn't like full God. Those are technically the enigmas. But like God in some ways is technically an enigma, as he does have his own animal form. Because I think a funny thing would be for God to be the rainbow serpent, which in Australia, with the indigenous, like their stories, they say the rainbow serpent formed Australia. So I think it'd be interesting if God was the rainbow serpent at one point.
But before the rainbow serpent made
And
Australia,
it could make a
it was a
laws,
it was a massive prison before then.
and it could make a lot of sense in my series because of the rainbow of the living things. Yeah, again, there's the living red, aka the hiss. There's the living orange, which is the living control. Obviously, that one may have been named the living control because I'm in the one control, orange is in control. um, then there's the living yellow or the living sunshine. Then there's the living life or the living green. Then there's the living blue or the living abyss, so it's like connection points. And then there's the living purple, aka the living anomalous slash enigma energy. Not enemy, energy. Anemone. But yeah. But the joke I want to do at some point is like, God caused Michael a mixed breed because of his mixed blood. And Michael will be like, that's so insulting, dude. And God's response will be like, but I'm just stating the facts. Like, he'll be like, just so deadpan, like it's true though. It's the facts.
You have filthy blood, you degenerate. You are no longer pure of blood. You are something that's worse and needs to be scrubbed from the face of this earth.
I definitely want to do that for probably a different character at some point. Another one of the characters I have that'll probably return later and be like, oh, you filthy mixed blood. And Michael will be definitely really insulted when he realizes, like, coming from God, like, God's just being like, here's the facts.
Mega dick.
God's just being, here's the facts as I see them. Sorry if this is insulting, but I'm just brutally honest, and like Michael can at least respect God for like just being him, but he won't respect the other one that will fully insult him, which will be Gabriel.
Gabriel Iglesias, the world's fattest comedian.
Not that Gabriel, it's a different Gabriel.
That's been a smartass. Oh, it must be over 7 minutes by now, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I'll be back in character to exit.
Okay, I'm gone dark again.
Yep. Alright. Well, time to get out of here. It's so odd. I'm just standing there menacingly while I'm leaving the site. Got probably more to do. At least now I'm finally collecting like the pieces that I need to get my half of the key to saving the world from the living darkness and the living light. Anyway, time to teleport out of here. God damn. Alright.
Oh, I can sit in these chairs. I didn't know that.
Well, you can sit in the chair.
Yeah, come back. You can sit in the chairs.
Gotta run all the way back. Oh.
Bites throat.
Wow, wow.
Calls you back just to drain your blood. Could you imagine if like the chairs were never working? It was like it's a big hoax to get you back here so I can bite your neck.
This would have been a good office space.
Yeah. Do all the rooms have the seatable seats?
Probably. As long as they have a
They do. They do.
So,
I think Richard might be relocated.
he just uses one of the cell rooms as his office.
I'll use Richard's, not Richard, I'll use Ghost Room as my office.
Alright.
So that's this room here, right? So this is, yeah, cell A2.
But should it be the same? Because Ghost is supposed to be, well, in the cell, so.
Well, considering that eventually I'm gonna have Ghost move in with me, I think this would be the perfect way for me to, like, fully meet Ghost.
Alright. That means either you will be Richard or Ghost, and I'll be whichever you.
Yeah. I think considering that I'll be talking to Ghost as Richard, I think you should be Ghost, and I should be Richard.
Alright.
Like... Actually, we should do that now, like, just make a small recording of, like, just me first meeting Ghost, and... Oh, we need a third person, because you'll be... Unless I just move to this place, but say no. There's a couple of, like, little offices down in containment cells, you know, and you need me to go choose one, so I do, and I come in and I'll choose this. So, I'll go back up to the original office.
Alright.
And, I'll better change into Richard first, give me a sec, which I think, is it this one here? I don't mind doing small clips on desktop at the moment, it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Okay, now this, barracks.
Maybe it should be in the same day, just this is a bit later.
Yeah, because like you've just talked with Ghost, like then you come up and you talk to me. I've got a perfect little office for you that you can work at. It may mean you might have to keep an eye on someone, but you can keep it afterwards. So should we do that right now as well then?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
make it as the same part of the
As today's,
episode.
yeah. So
Just
I
so
think,
that it's easier flow.
yeah, because
And it probably be good, yeah.
I'm gonna because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to put. Can you send me the just the static thing of the Oni symbol?
Yeah, I'll probably have to recreate it since I no
Just
longer have the. I'll just recreate it.
yeah, it's just because when I've finished editing the first part, I'm gonna stick the boop thing to transition from Oblivion to Richard. Okay, give me a sec.
Oh yeah, I should be outside. But
Should we stay and call and do it, or should we do it in VR?
I'll just stay and
Okay, that's easy.
call and do it.
That's simple enough. Okay, I'm gonna start recording.
Yep. I'm just trying to think for a second. So, because I'm just gonna do like, since it's technically right after, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna have the thing where it's redacted because that doesn't really make any sense.
Well, not for you, but it makes sense for me though.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll count in, just stay quiet till I get close. So
Yep.
that makes sense. Anyway. Maybe we should do in-game.
Okay, I will. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely mute myself.
I'll definitely mute myself. I keep forget I can definitely mute.
Okay, hopefully Sky will be ready. Begin. Well, that was a decent talk with Ghost. Better talk to Richard because I noticed that those cell blocks have offices. Hey, Richard.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're very quiet.
Am I?
Yeah. You sound like distant.
Is this better?
Okay, let's not do character till we sort this.
Yeah.
You just sound like very distant and quiet.
Better or worse?
It's still the same.
How about now?
That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Oh, but I hear myself. Oh, but I hear myself.
Okay, give me a sec. So that's worse.
Pun.
So this one's worse.
It's
why
a
is my
little.
voice not working?
It's a little bit.
Is that better or worse? Cause that's your voice I'm hearing that's louder, not mine. Noise suppression is on.
It's just that you sound like a little bit distant. Like, it's better than it was before, but
Better or worse?
yeah, that's better.
How about now?
Yeah,
Better or worse?
yeah, that's better.
Okay. What if I take noise suppression off? Cause that's better or worse?
That's about the same as before.
Okay.
Noise
My mic
suppression
output is
shouldn't have
100%.
anything to do with it. It's
That's
just
the
that
best I can do.
It's just that before it sounded like you were very distant.
That's weird. Like it shouldn't. Like I shouldn't have to have my mic this close for it to pick my voice up. Like this is like right beside my mouth.
Yeah, I can sort of tell for that.
Yeah, that's okay. Take two.
Yep. Right. I've done talking to ghosts, but those cells have offices. So maybe Richard can relocate there. Hello, Richard.
How's it going?
It's going good. I think I might have found a good office for you.
Office. Did I finally get a computer?
Yeah.
Sweet. Oop, don't want to stand on my old desk. That's a bit disrespectful. Whereabouts are we going?
Down to the cell block. I didn't realize before, but the cells have computers and desks and actual office space.
Oh, nice.
But that means you'll
Nice.
probably have to keep an eye on someone.
That seems interesting. Really interesting.
You're gonna have to keep an eye on Ghost. His
Ghost.
is now a vampire because of some stuff that happened. I don't know.
Wow, a vampire. That seems interesting.
Yeah. He was an assassin.
An assassin vampire.
Yeah.
What a weird combination.
Yeah. I think it'll do as a good office space.
I finally get to meet someone new. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Research zone. It's
Yep, down here to the right.
this way here. Oh wow, this is a big place.
Yeah. Anyway, over in here will be your new office. I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
I'll need the ghost avatar.
Alright, give me a sec. I just paused my recording as soon as I entered, so I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna resume. I'm gonna enter properly, then sit down. And where's the avatar solution? There it is. Where is?
Oh. He respawned. And even get to clone the avatar. No, my.
That was the wrong button.
Yep. I could tell.
Okay, my clothing should be on.
I am the ghost now.
2 meters and 7 to 2.07.
Alright, so animals. I'm doing the stuff first. Then this mask on, I assume. Then the hat off. Is that all correct? For the facial stuff.
The scarf and the chest belt should be off too.
You didn't have the scarf off before. I don't know. Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Should I?
I think that should be correct. Yeah. Okay. So I was standing over in here before I stopped recording. So you go stand in the containment cell.
Yep. I need to set the height.
Okay,
What's the height?
207.
Right.
And this will be another telepathic communication too, probably.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's really bad with the avatar. To press that
I've got
button.
to also push. I have to push it in my end to keep the door closed on my end. Actually, no, wait, actually. It's still closed for me, so it should be fine. So I'll go back into the corridor. And I will unpause my recording. And 3, 2... Wow. He's just standing there. That's kind of creepy. I guess I should probably go take a seat. That's kind of... I've paused the recording.
Alright.
When I look back to you again, it's when I want, even though it's not gonna be my voice, it'll be your voice. I want you to start talking to me telepathically.
Alright.
Air quotation marks.
I just thought it'd be fine to move around. To be like
Yeah,
a creepy thing.
It was like, wait, ghost moves in his sleep. That was like creepy. I was like, I turn around, I get up, like, oh god, what the fuck's happening? Okay, I'll get back in the seat. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
You must be Ghost, I'm assuming?
Yes, I am Ghost. Who are you?
I am Richard. Michael sent me in here as my office and I'm supposed to keep an eye on you.
Ah, I see. Well, I'm
Yeah.
currently asleep.
Wait, you're asleep? How
Yes,
are we conversing right now?
telepathically.
Wow, you're inside my brain. That's creepy. Really? Wow, that's amazing and creepy at the same time. I think this is the first time I've had someone talk to me directly to my brain. That's kind of wow.
Yeah.
Well, yes, my name is Richard. I will be here to keep an eye over the next couple of days or weeks, however long you're supposed to be in there for. If there's anything you need or want, I guess you can talk to me telepathically, I guess.
Yep. Unfortunately,
And I saw.
you won't be able to get me blood. Michael doesn't want me having blood.
I'll be a vampire. How long have you been a vampire for?
Uh, it's a little bit hard to say, but ever since, um, some guy at the Dark Brotherhood turned me into one.
Ah, that seems painful.
Yeah, I
Okay,
suppose
well, I
so.
guess I should. I better get back to doing my documents. I'll let you sleep standing up, which is a very weird thing to see someone do. But I have heard that some vampires do tend to sleep standing up from like old movies and other things I've watched and read.
Yeah, and
But
I
not really
tried it
that.
and it
Maybe it's.
worked.
Well, I guess you're one of the lucky ones then. Well, I guess nice to meet you.
Nice to
I
meet
hope I
you,
can talk to
Richard.
you properly next time if I ever come in for my documents. I guess I should get back to my job.
Yep.
Done.
Is that it?
Yep.
Alright.
Now all I gotta do is edit the first video now, so I will leave and get to the first editing part so I can send it to you. Oh, exit the chat now. And I'll Okay. That's that done. Oh my god, you're live streaming all this too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm live streaming. I literally mentioned that earlier.
I thought after you joined the call that you would have stopped, but no, that's all good. Thank you. This is the behind the scenes of Richard and Ghost's first interaction.
So yeah.
Okay, I need to open up Shotcut so I can shot my cuts and cuts my shots.
But yeah, Ghost and Richard.
They finally meet and he was in a sleep and he was talking to him telepathically. Okay, that kind of rhymes.
And I guess if Micah does come in again, he'll just happen to enter the room when Richard's away.
Yeah.
Like, like, I wonder where Richard's gone. It's probably just the case, like he exits probably to go to either like the bathroom or somewhere else to do
Goes
something.
goes off for lunch break.
Not a ghost, Richard.
That's what I meant. Richard goes off for his lunch break.
Yeah. But yeah.
Pause that there. Then I'll cut all that junk out. So excavate that.
Yeah, I might as well end my stream now since I won't be doing anything
No.
else
No, no, no. What the fuck does do? What the fuck does do? Where's the undo?
until probably
God.
tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm gonna do more of Jimmy, and then finally Michael meets the lady who knows everything. And
God, that almost had me having a mild panic attack.
and then Sunday will be just more Jimmy because I still need to upload the which video was it? The oh yeah, the alternate Axel becomes Zale with Frank also becoming a commander.
Yeah.
So technically, uh, uh, both those two things happen in the same day. So yeah, it was a long day for Michael at
Yeah.
Site 42. Like, early in the day he was like, well, some of it technically was in the past because the Frank becomes commander's unknown time period.
Yeah.
But,
Alexa, how do I
but
spell
once
tough?
it skips to the future, like, yeah.
T E L A P H I A L L Y.
But yeah. I better finish off my stream. Thank you all for watching the stream. Check out Sky Slayer on YouTube, and yeah. Thank you all for watching, and peace until next time.